In this video, we're continuing our tutorial series on how to play the In Crowd by Ramsey Lewis. This is a tune you really want to learn because it has lots of syncopation in it. It's true, like boogaloo feel. It's really going to help you with your rhythm. So in the last couple of tutorials, we went through the A section. Now we're at the bridge. And I think rather than go back to that now, let's check out the bridge first because it's definitely one of the most interesting things. It is a progression that is 3-6-2-5. I am going to post this sheet music a little bit later on after I play it for you so you have a chance to download this and learn it. But the interesting thing about 3-6-2-5 is that comes right out of something called rhythm changes. So if you don't know what rhythm changes are, it's basically if we were in the key of B flat. And it does that for 2 A sections, and then it gets into the bridge, which is 3. And that's rhythm changes. And that's exactly where this idea came from. So while it's not a rhythm changes, he's basically playing blues in the first head section. When we get to the bridge, we're playing this 3-6-2-5 idea right out of rhythm changes. So 3 is of D7. So the tune or the song itself is like D7. So it's 3 of that, which is F sharp 7. And that's what we're doing in the left hand. We're playing 1 and then 3 and 7 here. And in the right hand, really have to catch this grace note here. Very important to do that to give it that bluesy feel. You can slide it with your third finger if you want to. Now, you want to learn this because that little thing there is a bluesy idea that appears in a lot of jazz solos, which is really, I think, the whole point of this tune. It's really just a solo. And this is what he plays, so. Now, I think the first bar here, the B7 bar, is pretty straightforward, but then when you get here, you have to do this triplet on 16th notes. So get used to that because it's 2, 3, 1. So the whole line is. I talked about in the last couple of videos that it's not that important to play the left hand exactly as written. I'm just giving you suggestions. It's very hard to hear what he's playing in the recording because of all the background noise, and I transcribed it as best I could. And then obviously we're going to go to E7 in the next line. So on the E7 chord, just play 1, 3, and 7 in the left hand of the chord, right? 1, 3, and 7. And then when we get to the A7 chord, you're just plunking down 3 and 7 here. That part of the tune is really recognizable, so you obviously have to play it as written. Just an A7 chord, and you've got the 7th on the thumb, where the thumb is. Just octaves in the left hand. So my suggestion for fingering would be 1, 3, and 5 for each of them. Obviously, you're going to have to catch this 8th note here. So it's 1 and 2 and. So don't play the 2, right? And then the bass player plays these notes here. Well, maybe I should put it where the bass would normally play, which is down here. So the bass is doing, I think, something like that. Don't exactly remember what it is. All right, let's take a moment and play the entire bridge just before I play the entire tune for you, so you get an idea of what it all sounds like. So let's tackle the bridge. And then it goes back to the top. Okay, so that's the tune. We completed it now. And we're gonna do a couple things. So I'm gonna post a link to the sheet music and the backing track right after I play the tune for you. So I'm gonna play it with bass and drums so you get an idea of what the entire thing sounds like. And then right after that, I'm gonna come back, talk a little bit, post a link to the sheet music and the backing track. All right, let me play it for you now, and I'll see you in a little bit. All right, there you go. There's the In Crowd. I'm going to post a link to the sheet music and the backing track up here in the corner. You can go check that out. That's going to be really helpful to you to practice. In our next video, we're going to tackle soloing over this tune. So just to give you an idea of how that's going to go, we're going to be doing soloing over D7 for a bit. And then we're going to learn how to play over the bridge. Something like that. You get the idea. Okay, so that's what we're going to do in our next video. We'll talk about soloing over this because, of course, it is a jazz tune. And if you listen to the recording by Ramsey Lewis, he does quite a lot of soloing. I actually think that he's soloing on this tune throughout the entire tune, including the head and the bridge. So even though there is kind of a melody, there's a lot of soloing going on here. So it's a great tune to learn because it falls under the fingers and it helps you with your jazz playing because the written music is very jazz oriented. Even though it's like a boogaloo feel, it's not like swing, but it has that really good groove and good swing to it. So if you have any questions about this, please put them in the comments below. And if you just like it, just give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell too, because we're making videos like this all the time. In fact, this is the third one in our tutorial series on the In Crowd. So again, hit the little bell because you'll be notified of upcoming videos, and we're making them all the time. All right, thanks a lot for your time. I appreciate it. Have a great day.